Why do you constantly choose negative and bad emotions over the positive ones? Why do you constantly choose negative emotions over positive ones when you can simply just choose the positive ones? Why your subconscious mind want to harm you? Well, today I tell you how to stop feeling guilty and never ever feel guilty ever, and to actually feel good for things that you have done. And also, I'll tell you how to forgive yourself, because forgiving yourself is one of the most important actions you can do to your self-care and to your self-love. When we think about guilt, from where does guilt come from? Guilt comes from unprocessed emotions that you have inside of your mind as an illusion for doing some things that you may think are bad. You have to understand one thing, that guilt is just emotion and your head is playing with you. You're literally self-sabotaging yourself for feeling guilty, because guilt is normal human action, but you're not supposed to feel guilty. You are not born to feel guilty, as the same thing as you were not born to feel embarrassed. Obviously, when you do some big sins and you feel really bad for it, you should feel really bad. You should process these emotions and take actions for your sins and responsibilities for your sins. But when the guilt overgrows your head and it comes from the smallest things, as being guilty for, even mentally being guilty for eating one more chocolate, or being guilty for saying your opinion to someone and you may think that they did not perceive it well, why should you feel guilty for saying your reasons and your opinions, or saying this literally the smallest shit ever? You can literally say the smallest shit ever and you feel guilty. And you know what? I felt the same way. And when I always felt guilty for everything, I was constantly living in this low vibration, because guilt is one of the most lowest and the lowest energy vibrations. Is really similar to shame and to all of these things, because when you feel guilty, you cannot get things into your life that you would like to. You cannot manifest properly, because it's really bad emotion. You cannot process this emotion so easily, because it's so vibe emotion. You have to distinguish guilt and shame, because guilt is mostly self-made. You made guilt inside of your head more than shame. Obviously, you can feel shameful for something, but guilt, you literally make this up in your head. So you have to stop yourself and say, okay, should I really feel bad for this person? Should I really feel bad for this situation? So first of all, when you cannot change this situation, you shouldn't feel bad at all. You should just forgive and forget about this and just move on and let God do his things. He will never ever let anyone down. So you have to stop playing God. You have to stop saving everyone, because that's not your thing to do. That is not your duty. It's literally God's duty to do these things. I'm not talking about lifeguards. They're really important people, and then they should save their lives. But if you're a normal person, why should you save anyone's mental health? They should pay therapy. They should pay people to do this. They should work on themselves by their own choice. You shouldn't make therapists to someone, even if it is the closest person. You cannot make them therapies just like it is, because you're giving yourself to them and they cannot really appreciate it, because they're so selfish. And you have to understand, you have to stop feeling guilty, because everyone is so selfish. And what I'm talking about, you should not be completely selfish, but that's just the world. That's just the world, darling. That's just world, angel. Everyone's so selfish. And we should make this a world better place by not being totally selfish, but setting your boundaries and not feeling guilty for every single freaking stupid thing. Like, you know what I mean? When it becomes chronic, you start to be obsessed with guilt and you constantly trying to play victim and you love to feel guilt, because actually, as every emotion, this can be addiction. As you can be addicted to happiness, as you can be addicted to shame or whatever, as you can be addicted to trauma or to self-harm or anything, you can be addicted to guilt. So you literally are addicted to this emotion, and you have to stop this because you don't even realize how much this self damages yourself. This is making the biggest damage inside of your head, because it starts to make you feel sick. You cannot sleep, then you have to take pills to even fall asleep for literally perceiving the stupidest things. You have to realize that when something that you feel guilty happens, the other person maybe they don't even remember. They cannot even remember, and you cannot even sleep about that. I really know that energies are real, and you can feel other people's energies like wireless, like Bluetooth. You can feel other energies, but you have to learn how to start cutting these strings off. Literally, when I go to sleep and I feel guilty for literally no reason, some of the people loves to play victims, so they just manipulate you to feel guilty so that they can have you around their finger like this. Then they can manipulate you like their little kitten, like their puppet. Then they literally just do this with you, and you let them, because you feel guilty. They literally trapped you in their trap of guilt. So you literally are in the trap of somebody's manipulation by feeling guilty for something that you didn't even do, that you were just like there, and you feel guilty for this. Like, that doesn't make any sense. Why you should feel guilty? Be selfish in this part. The people would not feel guilty for you. So why should you not sleep? Why should you make your energy heavy and your day bad by being like this literally guilty person? I'm so sorry for you if you feel guilty. I really want to help you, because it's really, really bad to feel guilty. And also, how many times I feel guilty. Let me tell you my personal story. So I live with my grandparents, and they always makes me feel the worst. They always makes me feel the guilty. And then I have to realize, and I'm fighting with this, and it's getting better and better by realizing these things. They love to make people feel guilty because they crave attention. Because my grandparents, they are a type of people that always plays victims, and they always want to be in the limelight. And I know this, and it's really bad trait. And that's why I learned about these things, because it's from my own experience. So they love to make me feel guilty by not telling them what my day was. But when I don't want to tell them my day, they cannot force me. They literally cannot force me to speak up and to tell them my day. When I just don't feel like that I want to tell them, I don't. And you know what happens? When I did this, they tried to make the emotional like manipulation on me so that I feel guilty. But that's literally the biggest bullshit. Never ever get manipulated by these people, because these people are just big manipulators who try to make you feel bad so that they have more and more and more attention, so that they get more and more and more of your soul. They literally are trapping you because they feel lonely and they don't love themselves. They cannot radiate this infinite love and unconditional love. So they literally try to grab more and more people because they think that they will give them the love that they need, but they will never ever get the love that they need from people, from different people that don't even love them. They, first of all, they have to get the love from themselves, from Jesus, from God. They have to get this love from Him and from themselves, and then they can spread the love. They cannot take love like energy. They cannot just like suck love out of somebody, because then this person gets in the most worst mental state. They will feel guilty and they will literally get sick. They could go to psychic and he will literally sign them drugs to fall asleep. That's so sick. And that's literally how people get so sick, and it makes me feel not bad, but I'm really sad for them. That what in the world is this world? How damaged is this society that we literally live in. Society should teach us how to really work on ourselves and then work together. Loving yourself and then loving others. They should give you the love back, because that's how it should work. I'm so enthusiastic that I feel other people's emotions, and I can feel when they truly love me and when they don't. And when I feel the true love out of them, I can give them my love, so that we exchange our love, and so that everything is always refurbished and new, and you're living this perfect, fulfilled life. But when you cannot love yourself first, then you can't love others, and then they will make you literally feel guilty for the smallest ever bullshit. Another thing is that you should never ever feel guilty for saying your opinion. I said this in the video before, but when these people don't perceive your way and they don't like your idea, then it's not meant for them. And like, everyone should respect each other. So you never ever should feel guilty for saying something. And if you feel guilty, just tell this person that, I'm sorry if this harmed you, but I didn't mean it that way. And stop. That's it. And then stop feeling guilty, because you literally said sorry to them and you explained yourself. So you should not feel guilty. It's on the person how they will perceive this thing. And you know what? If somebody is seeking love, they will be never ever happy. In this fast century, people are chasing love, and it's so sick, because if you would have the love for you and for God, you would never ever want anyone else. If you would have the love for yourself, you would never need partner. So that's why God always says, and right now I'm not speaking from my head, I literally feel connected to God and He's speaking through me. So He gives you the love, and you should be fulfilled by His love. And that's why He says that you should have first sex with person that you truly love. And I genuinely can believe this, because when you are fully loved by yourself and by God, then He can give you more love by giving you this other person that you will love infinitely, so that you can make children that will be loved, and that they grew up in a household which is fulfilled with love. And that's the problem with this a modern world, that people don't marry with love, because they literally care only about appearance. That's the only thing, about appearance and financial stability. But when you find someone who you truly love, and they truly love you back to die, you will find the ways how to survive. You will find financial freedom. You will find love. You will be on these high vibrations, and then you will literally fulfill your life. Then you can have children which will be loved and will grow up, and then they can spread more love, and there will be more love in this world. So I can give you one practice about releasing guilt. So if you ever feel guilty, close your eyes and imagine like strings to the people or situations that you really feel guilty for, and then imagine cutting those strings. And if you still feel guilty, just cut them, because they are always connecting back to you like spider's web, and they are always trying to suck back. But you have to close your eyes and imagine cutting these people off. And once you will cut them off, like you will imagine, you will do this cutting off and feeling free of guilt practice, then you will literally stop feeling guilty, because you have no reason, because they're no connected to you anymore. We should different self-blame and empathy. As I mentioned, I'm really empathic person, and I literally can feel every energy from every person, every place, every plant, every animal. So that's empathy. But self-blame is something that you make up in your head. I feel like that empathy is like a 6 or 7 whatever sense of human. I think that's really normal, and some spiritually awakened people can really feel the empathy, and that's not the bad things, because empathy is literally feeling the good emotions and seeing yourself in other eyes. You can see yourself in other eyes. What I mean by that, you can literally put yourself into that emotion and to feel that. But that's not feeling guilty. Feeling guilty is feeling bad for something you cannot change. And if you can change that, then you should. So you should not feel guilty. So there should literally not be guilt in this world. Also, stop feeling guilty for saying no. They have to understand you, and they have to understand your boundaries, that you said no. So stop feeling for that, okay? I just wanted to repeat this because I always have to repeat and repeat and repeat stuff so that you can remember and use it in real life. Let's move on another chapter, and that's forgiving yourself for past actions. What God says in His Word. He says that when you want to feel free and you don't want to feel guilty, and when you want forgiveness, He will give you forgiveness. Just ask. Literally, just ask. Pray and meditate your guilt out. Ask God for forgiveness. When you truly feel sorry for your sin, God will forgive you. But you have to truly feel sorry, and you have to be so genuine about this. You have to mean it by your heart that you want to get rid of this sins. And God, whatever higher power you believe in, He will forgive you. He will truly forgive you, because and when you are going to pray, you should always say sorry for your sins, and you should be always sorry and get rid of your sins, because then you release this negative energy, and then you can pray in this good vibe and energy. You will be more aligned with God, because God is pure positive energy. God is the highest vibration. Like, as people says that authenticity and this like love and energies are the highest vibrations. Of course they are, but the highest vibration ever is God. Highest vibration ever is God. That's the highest vibration you can be on, to believe in God. There's no higher vibration than believing in God. And if you ever feel guilty, the answer is always to speak to God. Then you can journal it out, or you can speak to somebody about it. You can speak to someone who is really close. Or if you don't have anyone to speak to, speak with tree. Speak with the tree that is outside. He will listen to you, and you will feel much more better. And maybe you can come up with the root. Why are you feeling guilty for your actions? When you find this root from where it is going, work on it. Then you should know and realize what to do when you finally came up with the reason why do you feel guilty. And I'm always looking out, because there is this big beautiful tree which I was right now talking about. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching this video. This was really meant for you to hear, because so many people are always feeling so guilty. It's the lowest ever vibration, and then it damages their lives. So guys, I love you so much. You can follow me on my social media, on my TikTok, Instagram. I post daily everywhere. So thank you so much, guys. I love you so much. And I appreciate, you cannot even imagine how much I appreciate your comment. I read every single comment. I like every single comment, because it makes my heart just like so warm, and it makes me fulfilled seeing these comments that I finally found this audience which is filled up with love. And guys, you cannot even imagine how I love every single one of you. Literally, I love every single one of you. I don't even saw you in real life, but I feel your energies through these comments, and they are truly sometimes I want to cry when I read them. And I appreciate it, every freaking single one of you, if you comment, like, or any share. And you can comment and share this to your friends, so that they are on the same vibe as you, so that you can live more fulfilled life with more educated and spiritual awakened friends. Yeah, so guys, I love you so much, and take care of yourself. And let me know in the comments if you would like some video or some tips about something, and I'll try to help you if I can. So bye guys.